The first thing I want to share with you when you start the deconditioning process is that it does not give you the reason or the excuse to become licentious. That is, you don't go about deliberately breaking laws and becoming immoral. When you start to deconstruct the conditioning of your imprisoned mind, what usually happens is that the mind can easily step in and starts to say, let me do some deconditioning. Let me deconstruct some old beliefs. And what it does is that it starts to construct and organize some new beliefs that it can hold on to. But really and truly, deconditioning cannot truly occur at that place that created the conditioning in the first place. You see, deconditioning begins through a conscious awareness, true deconditioning that is. It is a space beyond the thinking mind where real seeing takes place through the inner experience and inner knowing, deep inner knowing. And you would know the difference between deconditioning using the mind versus deconditioning from a place of awareness. Now, firstly, what I want to say about this part is that usually when the deconditioning process begins, it will occur at the level of the mind, and I want you to know that that's okay. Because usually what happens is that throughout your evolutionary process, understanding begins to take place at the level of the mind. And it occurs at different places in the mind, in the heart, and it starts to go deeper than that. So that is okay. But I want you to be very aware, pay attention to what happens when it occurs from the level of the mind and when you need it to occur deeper from that space of awareness. So I hope that this video will help you to see what is happening when your deconditioning process begins. Because when it begins from the mind, when it takes place using the mind, it is usually a very painful experience because the mind, it feels almost threatened as it has to let go of old beliefs. And it doesn't know what the new belief is going to be, because if the mind is involved, it is going to construct a new belief. So it tends to be painful. And when you do the deconstructing from using the mind, usually you would find that you become rebellious, there is anger, bitterness towards the old beliefs, and even towards those who imposed and imparted these old beliefs to you. And you become very negative towards these old beliefs. Now, when a deconditioning occurs from that space beyond the thinking mind, through the inner experience of deep awareness, where there is real seeing, what happens is that there is a peace that occurs within you, because you become very comfortable within and relaxed in yourself as true seeing takes place. And you actually smile at the old beliefs instead of being negative towards them, because you truly see the purpose they've served in your life. Now, on this spiritual journey, and especially in this New Age world, I know of people who have left, and I'm going to use religion as an example because it's a very glaring example nowadays in this New Age spiritual world, where many people are leaving the church and they are going towards Eastern philosophies, in particular Hinduism. So they walk away from the church and they end up in Hinduism. And when they do, they start to condemn the church, and they become very animistic towards it and to the people in the church. And what they do, their minds start to construct this belief that this is the way. So in other words, they are no different to when they were in church, because each believing this is the truth. You see, when you found a truth, such as in a religion, you do not go about declaring it as the truth. All you can say for certain is that it is a truth that you found that is true for you in a moment in time, because it is serving you. And it is only a truth because I can assure you, as you continue to progress and evolve consciously, all that which you believe was true, you're going to even see those as being false beliefs that you eventually let go of, and you continue to find different truths along the way until you arrive at that ultimate truth or ultimate reality. When you see with openness that each belief has served you on some level in your life, there is no negativity towards it. There is no animosity. When you truly see with deep awareness, all that happens is that the old beliefs fall away without any condemnation. You remain relaxed within yourself. And when you decondition from seeing deeply, you begin to change and you begin to transform. And what may happen is that you may even appear very different or even weird to others, especially your family, if they too are not changing or deconditioning in the way you are. And what can also happen is that this may often cause a rift, not necessarily in you, but more in others, as they are unable to relate to you in the way they used to, because they see your beliefs and your life as being radically different. When you decondition, though, through awareness, there is no animosity in you at all, because there is a greater and deeper understanding. There is openness, there is compassion, there is love, there is peace, there is beauty, there is goodness. When you decondition through awareness, what happens is that you become strong enough, brave enough, and stable enough within to know who you are, all about what you want, and you stand up for it without animosity. You remain soft and pliable within. And the ones whom you love and who may have imposed or imparted their conditioned beliefs onto you, you end up embracing them lovingly without animosity toward them, even though they may remain very rigid in their own beliefs. You respect where they are, and you allow them now, you allow yourself now to leave your own unique imprint in life, which is really an expression of your individualized self or consciousness. And you do so in a much more loving and peaceful way. So I hope that this video will help you to bring attention in on your deconditioning process as to whether it's taking place at the level of the mind or from a space of deep awareness, so that the deconditioning process will occur from a real place of deep, deep seeing.